Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy CEO Sean. I just wanted to do this quick video for you guys. Did nothing crazy, like $1,500 this week. I don't know if you guys can see it. I only took 3 trades this week: 292, 526, and then yesterday 756. But today I didn't trade today. Went to the studio with trap and stuff like that, just to get some work done. But I kind of want to just make this video. Like, I'm literally up here working and stuff like that, and I was like, let me record this video. Making $1,500 this week. Obviously I didn't trade a lot. I didn't take a lot of, executions and stuff like that. But I wanted to make this video for anybody that's watching that's kind of feeling like that they want to be better at trading, they want to grow, but they don't feel like trading is cut out for them. They don't feel like they're able to do it. They don't feel like that this is for them, right? I wanted to make this video for that. I made $1,500 this week, and it was kind of surreal for me because it's like, I made $1,500 and I'm like, okay, I only traded 3 days this week. I needed to trade more. I missed out on some trades. Like, I need to do better. Like, there's other things I need to improve on. But there's a lot of people that's probably not confident. You're probably not confident in your strategy. You're probably not confident in your setup. And you're probably trying to figure out, what do I need to do in order to get to that next phase where not only am I profitable, but I'm able to just do it effortlessly, right? And I kind of want to just make this video just talking about the thing for me that I realized where I'm able to do this and have this kind of neutral based mindset is confidence, right? And most people, like, they tell you like, oh, you just be confident and stuff like that. Just be. But confidence is an output. It's not an input. Confidence is an output to input. So what does the inputs look like that you can actionably do? And I wanted to create this because going into this week, I want you guys to do this, right? If you're not confident, right? Let's say, I'll speak to this. If you've had previously experience with trading and stuff like that, and you've taken losses. I want to speak to those people that are going through trauma. They've had issues with the market and stuff like that. They lost a lot of money, right? I've taken a loss when I first started. I was like 19, 20 years old. I took a $7,000 loss in a day, right? Overnight, right? I took a $7,000 loss. The only thing that kept me trading after that $7,000 loss was that I told myself, I lost $7,000 overnight, but if I was on the right side of this trade, I could have made $7,000 overnight. That was the thing that kept me going, saying, okay, I wasn't on the right side of this now, but getting on the right side of it just looks like changing my strategy and making my adjustments and stuff like that. So I want to ask you, what does that adjustment look like? Because you're only two adjustments away from getting better, right? If you've had trauma from taking losses and stuff like that in the market, you have an issue most likely of fear, right? You're fearful of losing money in the market. You're fearful of going through that again, right? But you still need to be in the market and stuff like that. And you still need to get exposure to live markets. So it's like, well, what is the balance between that? Well, the balance that I told somebody, one of my mentees, I told him, I was like, start small, right? It's like, oh, I want to start with $500, but I don't know if that's enough. I literally told her, I said, yo, one of my students started with $1,000. He built it up to $2,500, lost $1,900 the very next day, got his account down to $600. And he turned that $600 to $3,000, then $5,000, took withdrawals, built it up to $10,000, and he's made, I think, about $42,000, $43,000 so far from $600, right? There's multiple stories that I have of different students and stuff like that that have taken a small amount and they built it up over time. You don't need a lot of money to trade, right? And that's the beautiful part. Literally, whether you're trading options or futures, you do not need a lot of money to trade. You don't. Like, the prerequisite to trading and stuff like that is not how much money you actually have in your account. It's literally the skill set that you have, dedicating yourself to it. Like, literally right now, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at, like, even how much I made this week. And my focus isn't even the P&L. My focus is more so on, okay, what trades that I take this week? How could I do better? What mistakes did I make? How can I improve those mistakes? How can I set rules and parameters so that I can make improvements going into the next week, so that I can not even make more money, but just decrease some of the issues that I have? Because my issues aren't correlated right now to managing my risk. I know how to cut losses. I trust that. I know how to cut losses, right? But I miss out on a lot. So for example, I had took Eli Lilly puts, I think it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. Yeah, it was Wednesday. I took Eli Lilly puts, and I took it. It was a daily. It was supposed to be a swing trade, right? I put about $6,000 into it, and it reversed on the 30-minute time frame, and I took a 5% loss, and I just cut the trade. I lost $300 on that trade. I just cut it 5-6%, cut it. And I did not re-enter the trade. I had put $6K into that trade. I think the price that I had gotten, the premium was about $20.91, so I paid about $2,091 for it roughly. The premiums, they went down the next day, and then earnings happened. That thing gapped down and tanked. And I checked the premiums on my contracts, and the premiums went all the way up to $106.80 last time I checked. So that means that my contracts that I paid $2,061 for each, and I had 3 contracts, would have been up to $10,680 per contract when I was going to exit, which is $30,000. So I would have turned $6,000 into $30,000, right? That wasn't an issue of execution. That was an issue of confidence. My confidence was not as strong for that because my risk was increased a little bit on that trade. And as soon as I got a slight reversal against, my focus is usually risk management. Now, that's not bad, and that's something that I'm also going to be keeping, especially going into like risking more money and stuff like that. But I also had to realize, okay, bet, you have an issue where risk management is the thing that you're really heavily relying on. However, sometimes risk management prevents you from making the money you're supposed to make on trades. So what parameters can you put in place where you're going to take a hit on losses? You're going to take losses, but you're also going to stay in more trades that are going to work in your favor over time, right? So I had to put those parameters in place. One of those parameters is going forward, if I take profit, like on a reversal and stuff like that on a lower time frame, if it reverses back in my direction, I have to re-enter the trade with the same mentality. Like literally, if I had re-entered the Eli Lilly puts, I would have been up. I still would have been good. I probably wouldn't have made 10,000, like 60, 680 or something like that per contract, but I probably would have made like $9,000 or $8,000 per contract, which is okay. That's still a 400% return. What are we talking about, right? So I guess some actual insight that I want to give you guys before I end off this video is if you're struggling with confidence or you're struggling with being profitable, right? The key to being profitable is confidence and competency. So confidence is your ability to show up in spite of, like, your ability to basically show up and trust what you're doing. Like, trust your ability to show up, right? Because literally the definition of confide, the root word, if you break it down, confide, con is complete, right? And then fi, the root word for that is trust, right? So complete trust is confide, confidence, right? Confidence is literally your ability to completely trust in whatever the thing you are. So if you're confident in braiding hair, you have complete trust in your ability to do hair. If you're confident in trading, you have complete trust in your ability to trade, right? So you need to be confident, have complete trust in your system, your strategy, your ability to execute, and then competency, your ability to actually do it, right? So for myself, my competency is high because and I'm not saying that to brag or anything like that. I've demonstrated that I can take these trades because I wouldn't have entered that Eli Lilly trade without the competency of me knowing my strategy and being able to just execute it. But my confidence was the reason that I exited, right? My confidence dwindled into my risk management, causing me to prematurely exit a trade for a 5-6% loss, missing out on a 400-500% return trade that I was already in position to secure, right? So if you want to be a better trader and you want to be profitable, the first thing is confidence, right? The way you improve confidence is inputs and outputs, and then put your confidence in something that is true, right? So for me, the reason I'm able to trade the strat so confidently is because every single aspect of the strat is true, right? Actionable signals, time frame continuity, broad information, all of those things have truths that I can rely on and put my trust in when I'm taking trades and stuff like that, and I can let trades play out, right? But if I didn't have trust in it, guess what I would do? I would add extra confluences to my trading because I'm not fully confident in the thing that I'm actually doing. So if you ever catch yourself learning a strategy and you're like, oh, let me add more confluences to it, that means that you're not truly confident in the original thing, right? The only reason you really need to add confluences to this is to improve your confidence to be able to competently execute the trade. So that feeds into your ability to trust it, right? But if you don't currently trust it, then you need extra things to it. And that's for you. But for the strat, that's why I don't need anything else to the strat. I don't use fit retracement, support and resistance, supply and demand, none of that stuff. I can just use the strat and I focus on that and I hone in on my skills, because also it plays into confidence as well is repetition. If I get so many repetitions of trading the strat over and over and over and over again, I'm eventually going to get to a point where it's like, yo, I'm trading the strat right now. Okay, cool. Like, I got this. I understand actual signal. I understand time frame continuity. I understand broad informations, right? So your goal is to be able to have a full understanding of the strat and have a full understanding of what your weaknesses are. And then when you understand what your weaknesses are, you can improve those things. But you have to be truthful, right? So for me, I know my weakness is lack of confidence stemming from fear of losing, stemming from fear of blowing up an account, etc. Right? So because I have those things, I need to put certain things in place and parameters in my risk management and my plan to say, hey, you still need to risk this much. However, you still need to set yourself up, and that's going to position you to make more, right? So first thing is working on your confidence. Second thing is working on your competency. How do you work on your competence? Getting reps in and learning your strategy, right? Learning how the market is, learning your strategy, and just putting yourself in it. And then number 3 is just executing. Because once you have the confidence and the competency, you execute in spite of the result. Do not execute thinking, like focusing on the output. Execute thinking about the input, doing what you're supposed to do every single day, day in, day out, studying, executing trades and stuff like that. And then from there, you're gonna eventually build the confidence and competency over time to the point where this is just second nature. And then you can move up the levels where now for me, like $1,500 in a week is actually really small actually. And my focus now is like, all right, once I make these improvements, I'm sizing up my risk going forward. So that way I can hit like higher 4-figure weeks, high 5-figure weeks, 5-figure days and stuff like that in the market again, right? But I want to do that on a consistent basis, right? So I hope this video was helpful. I'll see you guys later. Let's get it.